Friends, greetings and salutations. We find ourselves in a particular time right now in history, and I think this video possibly could be relevant for the next probably month or so. So obviously, if you've been playing around the stock market, if you've been watching the news, if you've been looking around at all, you probably see the dust up in the air that is the fall of a lot of the banks right now. And it started off in Silicon Valley, now it's spreading off into other bread and butter banks. The banks and the feds started to make it sound like, hey, this is going to be fine. It's only the big corporations that have money in here. Then it turned into, well, now these other banks are scared, and the feds were still going, okay, well, it's going to be okay. We're going to bail them out.
We did it, Joe.
And now, going into week 2 here, it's turning into, this might get worse. You know, this in no regards is me telling people that they need to buy any particular bank stock. There's a lot of bank stocks out there, but I think you need to deviate where you want to put your money. Are you looking for a bank stock that has really been ripped apart as of lately, that has a tremendous dividend to where you're looking to be in it for the long run, or are you looking for a flip here within the next weeks, months, to wherever things come back here? But in saying that, like I said, I still think there's a lot of damage coming down the pipeline here. I think this would be an opportune time for us to look at some banks right now that have been really demolished here in the last 2 weeks, that are still, as of right now, handing out dividends and could possibly take more damage with the unknown that's coming here in the next few weeks. So first, let's look at a bank called Bank of N.T. Butterfield & Son. This is probably a bank that a lot of people are not aware of. So right before the crash here of the banks, it was sitting at around a little under $36 bid price. When the big fail came, it hit 28, still a rebound there. Everything rebounded at that point around the 14th and the 16th, but still eating out the market here as of last week. Things have fallen again, and it looks like this week could bring more damage. So right now it's sitting at a $28 bid price. And here's the kicker on top of that. They're still handing out their dividend as far as we know. As I'm making this video, it's still coming. Their annual dividend for one share of their stock within a year's time will be $1.76 as of right now, with a ratio of 6.66. Every time they release their dividend, you're looking at 44 cents per share. So that's a pretty high dividend for a bank right now that's pretty affordable. You know, that's not a terrible amount of money that you're having to fork over right there for such a high dividend. So friends, that being the first one, let's go into the next one here and look at American Express. So obviously this is a huge step up. This is this stock right now, this company, the share price for this is still sitting at a very expensive price, obviously right around under 160, but the dividend for this comes out to over $2 per year. That's in their last dividend bumped all the way up to 60 cents a share. That is huge. That is really huge. But when we look at the chart, obviously the same thing is happening here. American Express hit right around $180 per share on March 6th before the fall, and then the fall hit and it went right to this 150. I mean, it's literally the same kind of chart. I mean, it's just different prices here. But you're talking about a stock that, yes, is a lot more expensive, but I mean, this is American Express we're talking about. This is a company, this is an institution that is obviously not going anywhere. And this is a long-term play, and no doubt. Obviously, we don't know what is coming here in the next few weeks. Are we talking about banks having more trouble, investors getting even more scared? It doesn't take much, as we've seen, for stock market to really continue to fall apart here. And these big top analysts, executives really start to falter and change their mind and opinion about what they thought was happening. So obviously, if you're a new investor, this is definitely something to look at as a savings account. If you're like, I get X amount of money every paycheck and I really want to put it somewhere where it's going to bring me a little more. And obviously, if you put it in American Express, it's obviously going to bring you more than a savings account. So here's the formula, and I just, do what you want with it. But friends, here's one maybe you didn't know about and you should know about. If you're looking for a ginormous dividend for a stock right here, look at PNC Financial Services. Obviously, looking at a monthly chart, right under 160. The hit came. Now we're looking at around 120 for stock price, and probably will continue to fall, let's be honest. But their dividend per share price comes to $1.50. $1.50. Yes, I said $1.50. So obviously that is one of the biggest dividends for a bank that you'll probably see. I'm going to be perfectly honest with you. You're probably not going to see anything much better than that. Now, if you're looking for a stock that's more affordable, here's one that I've talked about and hopefully people have caught on with it. KeyCorp. KeyCorp is a bank that has taken some damage as of late, right almost at $10. It probably will be going to $10, but it has a dividend at 21 cents per share. So that is really good as well for such an affordable stock right now that is not supposed to be that price right now. So remember that these prices may not last. They may go up by 30 days from now. They may be right back up, or they could be down even more. We just don't know at this point. We're following the breadcrumbs here. Friends, another great bank stock to look at, and a bank as well that has a lot of stuff going on all the time. Good news. Wells Fargo here. They have a dividend of 30 cents with a stock that has taken quite a bit of damage as of late. And Wells Fargo, the reason I only bring them up is because in history, when we've seen the stock market and banks and the financial sector take damage, Wells Fargo, we've seen the stock fall apart quite a bit. Playing around this $50 range to $40 range, this is usually the territory for Wells Fargo for the last X amount of years here, essentially like the last 5 years. But the last big crash we saw right around 2020 when everything was happening, not that we're going to see that again, but we saw Wells Fargo here fall to around a $20, $25 range here for a little bit of time. So I don't think it'd be too crazy to see this go to a $30 range if things consistently got a little bit worse here. So friends, another stock to keep your eye out on here for bank stocks with pretty hefty dividends. So everyone, I can go on and on about bank stocks. Obviously there's ETFs, there's a lot of things out there right now in the financial sector that have taken some damage. And this week coming is going to be a real big telltale sign of what we're going to see. Like I said, this video still may be relevant here in the next, 2 weeks, but it may not be relevant in the sense that, things have just completely fallen apart even more. So these stocks, if you're looking for big dividends with companies, banks that you're looking to hold as like a retirement fund almost, definitely look at these and watch to see how much more damage they take. We only get so many times in history where these stocks get torn apart to where we can buy in, start collecting dividends over the next few years to where they get hit and damage again, to where something happens. So friends, with all that said, let me know what you think, let me know what you're doing, and I will talk to you soon. Take care everyone, bye bye.